So I think I'm live. I can never tell unless I'm looking at my phone, and I don't have my phone with me today. So, hello. If you're out there and if you can see me, give me some hearts, leave me a comment, let me know that you guys are out there with me on this Thursday evening, and that I am not out here by myself. But it's okay if I am, because I know y'all gonna catch the replay. So it's all good. I'm trying to see if I can just close some of these tabs and get myself situated. And I know I'm a couple minutes behind, but I just got off of a great empowerment mentoring call that Coach Jackie does with her group, and it was really good. So I didn't want to leave all willy-nilly. But come on in, y'all. Come on in. Hold on. I'm going to invite a couple people real quick to come and join us over here. Bear with me on this Thursday. Let's see. How do I invite the people? Okay, here we go. All right. So, hey, beautiful people. How are you? For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I am Gwendolyn. I am the CEO of Your Virtual Admin Expert, and welcome to Leading Behind the Scene, your weekly dose of inspiration to equip you to excel in business and life. And so last week, I talked a little bit about community and the benefits of being in community with others. And, you know, I had my grandson with me, so you can see he's not in the background this week, doing his little dance and standing on chairs and all those shenanigans he was pulling last week. And I wasn't feeling too well today, but I wanted to show up. So excuse the little mess that you probably see in the background with the little books all over the floor because my grandson was in here. But we talked about community last week, and I wanted to just kind of revisit that and talk a little bit more about that as well, because it's so important. And we talked about how community is not a place, but a relationship. So it's not something that you go to, it's something that you actually build. And so we talked about 5 benefits of community last week, those being how community allows you to learn from others' mistakes. It gives you the opportunity to exchange tips of the trade with like-minded people, helps you make connections, learn new skills, and it gives you a safe space to really nurture yourself. And so again, we're just going to kind of continue talking about that. And starting next week, for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to actually be inviting some of my community members on and talking with them live. I call them my tribe. And I'm going to be talking with them live. These are like a core group of my folks that we can talk about pretty much any and everything under the sun. And so stay tuned, because those are going to be really great conversations. But until then, let's get back to talking about the benefits of being in community for both personal and professional reasons. And so one of the things that I have found to be extremely helpful about being in community is that it gives you permission to really step outside of your comfort zone, to be vulnerable, and to gain new perspectives on things. So, for example, just within this past week, I've had conversations with my friends and business partners about everything from becoming legal gun owners to systemic racism to health and wellness to money. Yes, we talk about money. It's not a bad thing. And so you should be able to talk about that with your core community of tribe members, as I call them. We talked about not forcing relationships, and we even prayed. And so in doing that, one, I found that my tribe, my community, they are so freaking smart. These women are just freaking smart. They're amazing. And so I just enjoy being in the community and being in space with them. And so I even really considered some new perspectives that I may not have thought of if I were just in community by myself. And so learning something new, getting new perspectives, talking about things that I probably wouldn't have talked about, some odd years ago, and things that I don't talk about with everybody. That's what community does for you. So that's another reason why having community is so important. The second thing that really stands out for me in terms of community is that it gives you a sense of belonging. So it really provides a unique support network and lends something that we all look for, something that we all want because we're human. And that is a place to belong, a sense of belonging, that feeling of being connected and accepted. And it's really important to our professional and our personal growth, because when you feel like you belong, like you have all the confidence in the world, you have the confidence to take risks, you have the confidence to try new things because you have people supporting you, people cheering you on. And it's really the only way you can grow as a business, as a professional, and even as a person. And so it's like we tell our girls in our Seed of Hope programs all the time when we have sessions, is that this community and this space is a judgment-free zone. And so we work really hard to make the space as inviting and warm and loving as possible, so they feel like they belong, they feel accepted, they feel connected to the other girls, they feel connected to us. And this is what has allowed them to really open up and trust us and tell us things that they have never even revealed to their counselors. And so that is what community can do for you. Community, in a sense, can actually have you open up and begin to heal yourself if you're in the right community. And so this applies to business as well. I see this all the time in my mastermind groups where people come in and they feel stuck and they are really don't want to talk about, where they are because they're afraid or they're embarrassed, and they just haven't really been honest with themselves. And so what I do is create this space for them to release all of that, to release all of the unrealistic expectations, to release the fear, to release the embarrassment, which is why we get amazing results in just 90 days. And so the same can be applied to your personal life, because I think sometimes we feel like, it's family, so community doesn't really apply. But if we're honest, and y'all know I have this whole special brand of truth, is that there are cliques and families. Let's just be real. There are cliques and families, and sometimes you can feel like you don't even belong in your own family. But that's another story and another conversation for another day. But the next thing that community does is it provides mutual support. And so you can relate this to, you can relate to each other's struggles, you can learn from each other's experiences, you can build each other up to be your best selves. And, this was so true for me today as I spent the morning nearly, 4 hours in the ER, laid up in the emergency room with 2 swollen legs and 2 swollen feet and ankles. And, I still got my little IV thing in my arm, which I probably could take off now because I'm sure I have stopped bleeding. But one of the things I was able to do was, text, people on my team and say, hey, here's what's happening, here's what I'm experiencing. And they jumped in and were able to support, to keep things running. And I'll text a group, one group of my friends, and of course my mommy, and told them what was going on. And they immediately started to ask, how could they support me? Telling me what to do, elevate your feet, sit down and rest, do this, do that, stay off the salt, all this other stuff. And so that's what community does. You need community for those times when maybe you are just not at your best and you just don't have it within you to perform, to move forward, to whatever. And so your community will jump in and support you if you're in the right community. Notice how I keep saying the right community. And so the right community supports you. It builds you up. It creates a safe space for you. It allows you to take some risks without judgment, without fear. And so this is why we need community in both our personal and professional lives, so that we can do amazing things and reach higher heights. So I hope that all of this has been helpful. I hope that it has challenged you to reflect on the communities in your own lives. I want you to go back and think about the communities that you're a part of in a professional space as well as a personal space, and really think about, are those the right communities for you? And think about how you show up in those communities. So you want to be able to give to those communities just as much as you receive from them. So I hope that was helpful. If you are finding that you need a great community to be a part of, especially for your business, where you can get amazing support amongst a whole bunch of other things, then I really encourage you to check out the Genius Zone at thegenius-zone.com. I personally lead this group of amazing women where we have private community off of Facebook. We do monthly live Q&A calls, live co-working sessions together, live master classes. We have a ton of fun in our group chat, and we really support each other through idea sharing, encouragement, resources, and we have a ton of fun. So go ahead and check that out. Go to thegenius-zone.com. Come on over and join us. And so I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. Thank you so much, beautiful people. I always enjoy hopping on here and sharing with you guys. And I debated whether to get on tonight because it was such a struggle. I was having a very tough day, but I said, you know what? I always feel better when I show up for my community. And so I got up and I put my little hat on so y'all can see my bad hair day. And I came and just chatted with you guys for a few minutes. So if you enjoyed this, I want you to hit the share button, hit the like button, share with anybody that you think needs to hear this message on community. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what your key takeaway was. And follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Your Admin Expert, and subscribe to the email list on my website at www.yourvirtualadminexpert.com for even more tips, tools, and strategies. And remember to check out the Genius Zone at thegenius-zone.com. And I will see you again next week for another session of Leading Behind the Scenes. Mwah.